The Blade Files. What's up, guys? It's your boy Cosplay, back on The Blade Files. Today we're going to go and do an interview with Kristina Wensor. She's going to be the Cutting Edge's very first furry. Hopefully she won't be the last one. Apparently there's definitely a lot of them, but that's what we're going to go and do today. So we'll find out how she makes fursuits, why she loves being a furry, how many other furries there are out there, and where they like to go to hang out. So check it out. Episode 11 coming at you. Hi guys, it's your boy Oscar Cosplay, and we're back with the 11th episode of the Cutting Edge of Cosplay. This time we've got our very first furry. Obviously she's not cosplaying as a furry, but you can see how many suits she's made.
No, there's way more.
So like always, we'll just jump straight in. How long have you been a furry and how did you get started?
Oh, I'd say probably about 3 to 4 years now. I think my first one was made about 3 years ago, and that's been sold to someone in Wellington. How I got into it would be, I think I was looking for something at Armageddon. I thought, what do I want to do? And I was like, oh, there's Pokemon. I thought, that's very close to furries. So eventually I was just, oh, I'll just make my own character. Yeah.
And that's how...
Yeah.
Had you known about furries before?
Yeah, a little bit. Some people are like, oh, there's all this weird stuff that goes on there, and I'm like, oh, there's all this good stuff as well, you know?
Do you find that's the case over here? Like, there's, I don't know what people say about furries, but is there a little bit of, not really?
No, not really in New Zealand, because there's not as many of them versus not as many haters, you know?
There you go. If you're looking to not get any shit on your cosplay, be a furry.
Yeah. No one knows what you are. No one can know who you are either.
Do you like that side of it? Do you like sort of people don't know what character you're doing, or?
Yeah, except when you get a photo, like, I think I had one a couple of years back at Armageddon, and they took this photo and they said, oh, I don't know what this person's trying to be, but it looks cool, and I'm like, yeah, fair enough.
Do you find that people come up and say, I love your costume, but what are you?
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, I got a badge.
So it generates a fair bit of interest right then.
Yeah, oh, just a big fluffy character walking around, you know?
What is fursuiting really about for you?
Making people happy and smile, and, you know, giving someone a bit of a whoa, you know? It's quite interesting when you're walking around in a suit and someone comes up to you and they're like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? And you're like, made it.
Total respect. What are your main motivations behind the cosplays or fursuits that you do?
Oh, I don't know, I just kind of like doing them, I think. I like showing people what I've done as well, you know?
Yeah.
Just, yeah, getting out and entertaining the tourists, sometimes scaring them, depending on the suit.
How much does your love of the furry fandom affect your life outside of it?
A fair bit.
It looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about putting some stuff on my car, like a decal or something. I thought, oh, maybe that's a bit too far.
Is it like, when you get to making a fursuit, is that just you, that's 100% what you're doing, or do you have to find time to do it?
Well, I work 40 hours a week, so it's a little bit of finding time, but also pretty much if I'm not working, I'm doing this.
What is it about the furry fandom that initially pulled you in?
Oh, I think it's just the cool sort of anthro animals, you know, like the fact that you could be that character just for a little bit.
Yeah.
What
about, how do your friends and family view your furry side?
Oh, my friends, some of them are furries. My mum, she just always called me a weird child from the get-go, so kind of jumps on that bench. My dad's a bit, but he thinks they're cool.
Is there a fair amount of furries in New Zealand?
Oh, I'd say there's over 1,000, I would think.
That's a fair amount.
Yeah. I mean, compared to the States, you know, there's cons over there that you get 5,000 plus. Yeah.
I imagine that's where...
That's just the people in the costumes. They have full suits, yeah.
Temperature-wise, what do they like to wear?
Oh, very warm. This one, only in the very, very cold days of winter, like at night time only.
Like the night markets?
Yes, the night market. Though I only had them on for a little bit, and I was like, no, I can't do it. But that's the G-grade padding for you, whereas the other ones don't have the padding, so they're a little bit better to wear.
Wow. Are there like certain websites you use for advice, etc., when you start a new fursuit, or do you just pick a look that you like and get to work with your own skill set?
Well, I start by picking a character, or sometimes I pick a fabric and then go, yep, like with this one I picked the fabric first and I just kind of developed it along the way. But YouTube is very helpful.
That's a common answer. When you started on your first fursuit, was there a specific place you went to, or you just cracked at it and had a go?
Well, for ideas, just looking on the internet really. I mean, I always liked dragons, so I kind of went for that. Well, he's kind of a dragon, but not really. Dog dragon. And you just see other sort of characters out on the internet, like people have created the circles here. And then, yeah, just, no, Dave's Emporium is very helpful.
Yet another common answer for Hamilton cosplayers.
Yep.
What's your favourite fursuit today?
The circle. I quite like it because it's purple and black at the same time. Yeah. Very nice to wear. Expensive fabric though, that was from Spotlight.
Anything from Spotlight?
Yeah, unfortunately they've been pretty bad at actually getting back to me on ordering fabric and so I can finish it.
Well, that could be their loss.
Yeah.
What about like overseas? Have you seen like a certain fursuit that you were just absolutely gaga over?
Oh, there's some that are, the popular ones, they call them Popufurs, but they're mostly just the ones that are always in the videos or, have squeakers or something in them.
Yeah. Have you ever considered, like, do they get that hot? Do you think maybe next time I might install a fan in the back of it?
Yeah,
you thought about that?
I want to, but I don't know how to. But I've got a few other furs that do know how, so I might try and, yeah.
Definitely an update on the way. What would you call essential tools, obviously for building fursuits too, what would you call essential tools for building a fursuit, as well as, say, dream tools that not everyone has, but if they could have, would certainly help in a huge way?
Well, essential would be fur, obviously, and lots and lots of thread. It's all completely hand-sewn.
I was about to say, you wouldn't be able to do that on can you, or you can't?
These are all completely, no, you can't do them on the sewing machine. The fur just gets caught. These are all completely hand-sewn. That there is in 2 halves.
It must be something with this house for hand sewing and
Yeah.
adding difficulty to your own cosplay.
But a definite tool that I would quite like to play with at one point would be an airbrush. You
Yeah.
can get the definite define between the 2 colours by using the airbrush.
True, I wouldn't have thought for that.
You can, yeah. You just have to keep at it every year or so because it fades and washes out. Yeah. But it's a good thing.
So you've been hand sewing for quite a while then, obviously? How do you deal with the fursuit build blues when you just can't seem to get anything going?
Oh, I had that the other day. Just kind of draw something if I'm really struggling, I'll just get it out of my head and draw it up as a picture and go, oh yeah, okay, so try and get started on it, or I'll just play PlayStation.
Yeah, that PlayStation, not Xbox.
Play some Spyro, then you'll be good.
With your mention of drawing, do you draw something up before you have a go at it, or do you just keep it all in mind? And
oh, my memory is crap. I always have to put it out on paper.
Yeah, I hear you on that. What tips do you have for budding furries beginning their journey into building a fursuit?
Definitely have a look at YouTube first, and have a look for some good fabric. Sometimes you can get the real good fabric and you might have a brilliant design, but you might have got really crap fabric on it, and it just, doesn't look as good, even if it's really good. Yeah, you always want to check out YouTube for good, brilliant, ideas and stuff, because some people just have the most amazing tips on YouTube.
There's definitely a lot of people on YouTube, that's for sure. Given your local get-in is a typical event for fursuiting, is it your main reason for going to a get-in, or do you like the panels and the special guests and stuff as well?
No, I just like going for fursuiting. Yeah.
Is that where typically you and other fursuiters will meet up, or do you have other events at fursuits?
We do. We have one New Zealand FurCon, which is called FurCo NZ. That's held once a year, usually on a Waitangi weekend. It's quite good, just somewhere around the country, usually in Auckland or Wellington, at a campground.
Cool.
It's quite cool, actually, yeah.
Awesome.
There's also other little events, I think today there was a airsoft game. Not in fursuit, but furries.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. What tips, this will definitely be one for someone that doesn't know anything about fursuiting but wants to get into it. What tips do you have on attending a con and a fursuit, prep-wise, obviously?
Bring water. And have someone with you, especially because with me, with the glasses, I cannot wear them inside the suit. Sometimes they fit on the outside, but always have somebody with you so you don't walk into anything. Or, as I went to the night market the other week, I had a kid that's actually hitting me in the face. Yeah, I didn't have anyone with me though, so it was my fault, sort of.
Well, there you go.
They shouldn't have done it, but...
If you want to be a furry, get a handler.
Yes, that's the one.
What was the first con you went to, as well as your favourite con to date?
Ooh, I think the first one, well, I've been to one Furcons, and that was really fun. It was out in the country, it was all sort of in a bush campground thing, it was quite cool. Fursuit whenever you wanted. But then there's also Hamilton Armageddon, which was my first proper con, you know? That was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not too many people, and you still can walk around without hitting anyone.
On that note, what are your thoughts on Hamilton losing its Armageddon?
Oh. I don't know if I want to go to Manico, you know?
Like, we're going to, obviously, but...
Yeah. Gonna have to.
Yeah.
You don't want to. You only pay for the ticket, you don't buy anything.
No. I seriously don't get how Manukau is not Auckland. It's like saying Hastings isn't Hawke's Bay.
I mean, Tarawih could have been a good spot.
That's where I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, we all thought that too. We knew Roger was out.
Yeah. Best and worst experiences at a con?
Oh, best experience would be I've just had people coming up to me and going, oh shit, you know, where did you buy that? Or, you know, no, I made it. And worst would be, it wasn't at a con, but I had an event where I went to, it was an ice day they had over in Norton. And I took a couple of other fursuits there, and we went into the snow thing, because we thought, oh, it'll be cool for a couple of photos. We just had the kids pelting us with ice, man, that was not good. And then this lady came up to me, and I wasn't facing her, she was behind me, and she just pulled my tail, just yanked me backwards, and I turned around, and then she started hitting my muzzle, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she wanted a photo, and I was like, that's not the right way to go about it, eh? If you want a photo with a furry, make sure they can see you first.
Wow. So I remember seeing the pictures of that on CNZ, but I didn't know it was that bad.
It was only that one photo that they stopped everyone throwing ice at us so we could do it and then go out.
Well, if there's any non-cosplayers that are going to watch this, if you want a photo, just ask.
Yeah, make sure they can see you, because with the eyes on the costume, it's not always that they can see. It has to be directly in front of the suit, or tap them on the shoulder or something first.
There you go. Are there any fursuit projects that you have in mind for the future, but you maybe feel they're sort of a little bit out of your skill set, or you're not where your experience needs it to be, or you just haven't got around to building it?
Well, I started playing a PS2 game that I had years ago, and I got it back. It's called Scalar, and I'm like, I want to make him as a suit, but a female version.
Ah!
Yeah. Or a Spyro or something. But yeah, the skill set could improve. It's just getting all the fabrics, really, I think. Not so much skill set, but more figuring out where to get fabrics outside of New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I bought some on the internet once, and it wasn't the best fur.
So you find maybe your suits are kind of like defined by your availability to certain material?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's going to suck.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was short, but definitely sweet. That's our 11th episode of The Cutting Edge of NZ Cosplay with Kristina Wensor. Thank you very much.
Alright.
Awesome, man. That'd be a nice quick wrap. Wicked.